The sidelong epic. Nothing epitomizes prog rock quite as succinctly as that does. And today on the Prog Corner, we're going to be talking about the greatest band of all and their 11 epics. We're going to rank them. We're going to talk about them. Yeah, Yes is probably best known for the long songs, right? I mean, people come to Yes usually at close to the edge, and they're blown away by the 18-minute and 36-second runtime. But Yes was not anywhere as close to being the first band in the golden age that did the sidelong epic. You got to talk about Procol Harum in Held 'Twas an I. You got to talk about The Nice, Ars Longa Vita Brevis. You got to talk about T2 Morning. You had even King Crimson did a sidelong epic with Lizard, Vandergraaf Generator with Plague of Lighthouse Keepers, Emerson, Lake and Palmer with Tarkus. All of that came out before Yes ever did a sidelong epic. Pink Floyd did Echoes before Close to the Edge. So Yes was not the first. Hey, they're not even the ones that have the most. If you go into the modern era, bands like The Tangent, they've got 24 epics. If you're using the Chris Squire rule of 15 minutes or more, and you're just looking at, studio stuff, the Flower Kings have 13, but the king of the epic might be Neil Morris if you include Spock's Beard and his solo stuff and Transatlantic and Flying Colors. I think he's got like 32 epics to his name. But it's Yes that we're talking about. The studio epics, the sidelong epics, the Chris Squire rule epics. There's a couple that came close in the live capacity, Perpetual Change, Starship Trooper, and Yours Is No Disgrace. There are live versions that flirt with that 15-minute runtime, but don't quite get it. There is a live version of America on The Word Is Live that does break the 15-minute mark, but the studio version is under 15. And then there's the Yes's big medley that they used to do where they'd throw in Long Distance Run Around, a bunch of other songs. That was over 15, but they had exactly 11 studio epics, and we're going to rank them right now. At number 11 from 1994, it's The Endless Dream, and the only one of these epics without Steve Howe in the band. This was Trevor Rabin's final album with Yes, and it's probably the best of the 3 or 4 if you include Onion. But Endless Dream is a great way to end the album. And in the first section, Silent Spring, only goes like 2 minutes, but it's the best 2 minutes of Trevor Rabin era Yes, and the rest of it's pretty good too. At number 10, we're going to 2011 and Fly From Here. This was originally sung by Benoit David, and then in 2018, they decided to redo it with what's his name? Trevor Horn singing. So you got the whole drama crew back, and they redid the album. I actually prefer the original lyrically. I mean, vocally, I think the original's better, but I think the mix and some of the instrumentation and the remake, The Return Trip, is actually better. But Fly From Here is really cool. And I even like part 4, Bumpy Ride. A lot of people hated that, but the song needed something, or else it was just going to float around. It needed a little diversion, a little detour. I love it. It's great. At number 9, a song that was originally designed to be part of XYZ, X, Yes, and Zeppelin. This is Mind Drive. There are actually some demos of this song floating around with Jimmy Page playing on it. But Chris Squire and Alan White, we're going to form a band with Jimmy Page, and originally Robert Plant was going to be part of it. It never happened, but that would have been really great. And Mind Drive is fantastic, from 1997. Originally appeared on the Keys to Ascension Part 2 album, which was just ridiculous how they did all this great live stuff and then buried these new studio songs. They did the same thing with Keys to Ascension 1, which is my number 8 Yes epic off of that album. It's That Is from 1996. It's a terrific showcase for Steve Howe and his talents, and it's a really interesting diversion to hear John Anderson talk about crack and, crack time. It's awesome. I really enjoy it a lot. And the end of the song actually kind of makes you think a little bit of Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's phenomenal. At number 7, we're going to the least appreciated of the 4 sides of Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's side 3, The Ancient. And once again, this is where Steve Howe takes a lot of different detours. He goes off the deep end and with a lot of dissonance and crazy stuff. Obviously, this is the most challenging music Yes ever did here. And then the smoke clears and the dust settles and you get that beautiful classical guitar piece with Steve playing so pristinely and John singing the Leaves of Green section. It's amazing. It's just great at number 6. We're staying with Tales from Topographic Oceans, and it's side 2, probably the most underappreciated and underrated epic in Yes's discography, perhaps one of the greatest epics of all time that nobody really seems to talk about because this song takes its sweet time. It takes forever to get going. It's so slow and lumbering, and it's like, come on, man. When I was a little kid and I first got Tales, I really liked side 1, but this one took me right out of it. It took me years to appreciate it, but then once that Don the Cap section starts and then the relayer bit comes in and Steve just goes crazy with some great guitar soloing, and Rick never sounded better. What a great track The Remembering is when you finally hit that climax at the end. That's what prog rock is all about. At number 5, this is not a true sidelong epic, but it does satisfy the Chris Squire rule. It's Awaken from 1977 off Going for the One, the final track off that fantastic album. And is this an epic? Oh, absolutely it is. Just like Supper's Ready is an epic, right? Is it a sidelong epic because it's got Horizons in front of it? Kind of the same deal here. You got Wonder Stories, on side 2 starting off, and then you get Awaken. So it's almost like a little teaser, a little intro, whatever. Awaken is one of the greatest songs of all time and truly one of the last gasps of genius that the great Yes came up with. I just love it, and a lot of you people are probably wishing that it were ranked a little bit higher on this list. But these 4 are just amazing. And number 4, it's side 4 of Tales from Topographic Oceans, Ritual, the song that kind of got you ready for Relayer and all the craziness that came later with the weird percussion section, just going wild with all the weird sounds and everything. And then it finally slows down and gets peaceful, and that soon section comes up. It's just great. Very similar to what goes on with my number 3, and that's Gates of Delirium from 1974 off of Relayer. Yeah, Relayer was like close to the edge as a little evil twin, and Gates of Delirium is just phenomenal. There's so much craziness going on here. This is Yes at their absolute most aggressive, their most energetic, their most experimental, and Gates of Delirium does not disappoint. And just like Ritual, where it gets too crazy for you to handle, it all comes down, and you get that soothing, mellow section at the end. Just great, just phenomenal at number 2. It's the revealing science of God, side 1 of the greatest album of all time, Tales from Topographic Oceans. I love this song. I love everything about it. I love the way it's put together. I love the different sections. I love Rick Wakeman's playing on this so much. Rick, you were so wrong about Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's so ironic that some of your very best playing that you ever did was on an album that you despise, but you were dead wrong, sir. Dead wrong. I love you, but you're wrong. And number 1, it couldn't be anything but 1972's title track to the great Close to the Edge. 18 minutes and 36 seconds of perfection. You're at 33 and a third revolutions. It's 624 spins of your turntable, and you will never be the same after witnessing it. Possibly the greatest song ever written. Apologies to Supper's Ready, but you know how great the song is, and you know how great Yes is. Yeah, they are known for their long tracks, and they should be. Those are the 11 Yes epics ranked. They're all great. If you don't know any of them, some of the lesser known ones, check them out, because Yes had a lot of great stuff they did after 1979, after 1980. It wasn't over for Yes. But anyway, I might do this with some other bands, rank their epics, since there's some bands like the Flower Kings and the Tangent that have so many. It'd be a lot of fun. Anyway, just a little Christmas present to the Yes fans out there, ranking the Yes epics. I love you guys. You have a great day. Maybe I'll shoot something tomorrow. Maybe I won't. We'll see how I'm feeling. But anyway, God save the king and Princess Charlotte because she's just awesome. I love you guys.